Weather has a large influence on how many sightings get reported. Although May began with cool, showery weather across the British Isles, it quickly turned to more settled weather as a ridge of high pressure built from the northwest, providing plenty of warm, sunny weather in the first part of the month. From the 10th to the 15th, northerly winds brought cold, wintry showers, particularly to the north and east of Scotland. The weather remained changeable from the 16th to the 23rd, with spells of windy, unsettled weather in Wales and parts of Scotland. The south of England saw more settled conditions, and from then on to the end of the month, there was dry, sunny and warm weather over much of the UK. The lockdown imposed by COVID-19 continued to restrict many of us from taking advantage of the fine weather. But, nevertheless, those living along the coast or having to undertake essential work at sea were able to spot sightings in good conditions, and the total for the month increased by almost 50% from April to at least 450 sightings. As usual, harbour porpoise sightings occurred all over the British Isles, but with frequency of sightings and overall numbers generally increasing compared to April. Although mostly seen singly or in small groups of less than 5, there were some larger aggregations including 34 porpoises in the Sound of Jura on the 3rd of May, and around 10 porpoises each at nearby New Ulva off Skelmorley in Ayrshire, West Runton in Norfolk, Berryhead in Devon, Port St Mary, Isle of Man, and unusually at Otter's Pool by Liverpool. The second most frequently reported species in May was Bottlenose Dolphin. Cardigan Bay and the Moray Firth, the two main centres for coastal populations of the species in the UK, continued to have regular sightings. There were also several reports of animals, probably part of the Moray Firth population, all down the east coast from Aberdeenshire and Fife, southwards to Northumberland, Tyne and Wear and Yorkshire, where sightings of groups regularly numbered between 10 and 30 animals. Small groups were seen all around Cardigan Bay in West Wales, whilst further north, off the north coast of Anglesey, around 20 and 30 were counted later on in the month, and up to 40 in the Isle of Man. These are unusually large numbers for this time of year, as the large pods that inhabit the area over the winter months have tended to split into much smaller groups by May. Elsewhere, small groups of bottlenose dolphins were spotted in the Inner Hebrides from Arran north to Skye, in the southwest of England from Portland Bill and Weymouth Bay in Dorset, and unusually off the southwest coast near Swansea. In the Channel Islands, groups of 20 to 30 were seen regularly in Guernsey. These are likely to be part of the population that also ranges along the Normandy coasts. As was the case in April, there were rather few reports of common dolphins around the British Isles, and mostly in northern Britain, with two groups of up to 30 in the Sea of Hebrides and Minches of West Scotland, but with two spotted in the Moray Firth at Nairn in the start of May. White-beaked dolphins were seen on several occasions off the Eye Peninsula in the Outer Hebrides, in groups numbering up to 21 individuals, but elsewhere there were no sightings reports. Risso's dolphins, on the other hand, were recorded at a number of their traditional haunts, with small groups of up to 10 off the coast of Caithness, off the Eye Peninsula, in the Outer Hebrides and the northwest and north coasts of Anglesey, and up to 20 around the Isle of Man. Small groups of killer whales numbering 2 to 5 individuals were seen on a number of occasions off Fraserburgh in Aberdeenshire, in Caithness, Orkney and Shetland, all thought to be part of the northern community that ranges from Iceland and Norway to northern Scotland. There were sightings of 2 members of the West Coast community off Brevig, Isle of Lewis, Outer Hebrides, and in Strangford Lough, County Down, Northern Ireland. The latter were identified as John Coe and Aquarius, 2 individuals that we have known for more than 25 years. There were many sightings of Minke Whales this month, all single animals. Most were from the Minches between the west coast of Scotland and Outer Hebrides, but the species was also seen off the Caithness coast and in the Moray Firth. On the west coast, there were sightings in the Inner Hebrides, from the Small Isles to Mull, and in the Irish Sea, off St David's Head in Pembrokeshire. Humpback whales are now regular visitors to British waters at any time of year. Sightings of single individuals were reported from several locations in Shetland, Mid-Yell in the north to Easter Corfe in the southeast. At least one humpback was present at Port Volaire on the Eye Peninsula in the last week of May. Of whales that are uncommon in coastal waters around Britain, there was a sighting of a possible long-finned pilot whale in Gerrans Bay, Cornwall, on the 27th of May. And unidentified lone large whales off Berry Head in South Devon, near Ocean Cairn in Dumfries and Galloway, and Peterlee and Durham. With approaching 500 sightings and 8 species recorded and possibly 2 more, May was a pretty good month given the COVID-19 restrictions we all face on travel and going to sea.